Hello?
Hello?
Hello? This
Yes.
is Sam. I can't get on the Zoom, so I called in.
So if you want, you
I
can
don't-
go. You can go ahead and go back and try it again. I did not change the link. It's the same link, but for some reason, when I reposted it, it allowed me to join.
Oh, well, I'll try.
Yeah, I keep trying and it keeps saying I can't reach this page.
Yeah,
Refresh
that's what I
that.
got to it.
Refresh that screen and then try it again.
Got it.
Refresh.
Oh,
And
now
while
it's
you
got
all
a different.
doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and just post something on Facebook just in case there was somebody that wasn't able to get in those couple minutes.
Oh, I'm on. It's a different looking link than what was before, so I'll see you on the Zoom.
It is, but it's the same meeting ID, so I'm not sure what happened. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
hang on, I'll tell Jared. Hey, Jared, Gail's waiting to be let in.
okay. Let me go to the screen.
She's knocking.
He's knocking. Admit.
You in,
Okay.
Gail? I see your name.
There we go.
Okay, Jared, let me in.
All right, we're good. I'll talk to you later, Gail. Bye.
Okay, I'm hanging up.
Here. There we go.
Hello, Max.
Hi.
Hey, you gonna find that line for me tomorrow? Say
No. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
I think Ron's gonna find it.
Right.
Jared, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So if I join on the one with the owl on it, it'll show you on there twice.
That's fine. If it just shows my name, so that's fine.
Nobody's here, but just in case somebody shows up.
Yeah, this is Don.
So, Jared, are you in Florida?
I am. Hold on just one second. So Don, if you want to refresh that screen, you can join with your video. For some reason, that link wasn't working.
Yeah, I found that out. Let me, so go back to the city email again and try it again.
Go back to the city webpage. If you go under a calendar on the front, on the home page of the website, and click on the meeting.
Tim.
In fact, I could probably.
It's dinner time.
Okay, I clicked on, an illegal choice has been detected. What does that mean?
So
You're going to jail, Don.
The Polizei's coming to get you, buddy.
Tim, you're not helping. If you can go back and then hit your refresh button, and then the link should look different. Should look differently.
Oh, I see it now.
I can see the cops coming up the street.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah. You're muted, Gail. Oh, the other Tim.
Yeah, she did that on purpose.
What?
Jared, if you want to come give me a hard time after the meeting, good luck.
You're breaking up.
Okay.
I didn't hear that. Oh,
You said, hey,
I
Tim,
know.
and you were talking to the other Tim.
yeah, I realize that now.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the packet here on my screen, and then we can get started.
Okay, I'm with you.
I think.
And let's see. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so I am ready whenever you are.
Let me know when we start.
was like,
Okay. I think we're ready whenever you are.
Okay, I'm not hearing anything.
Can you hear me, Don?
Well, I believe he's on mute, Jared, so even if he answered you, you couldn't hear him.
No, he's not on mute.
now he is.
There's a little red microphone with a,
Yeah, but it's not him, it's on Max.
Hey, Max, if there's nobody in there, if you could just go ahead and just join on whichever device has your name on it,
Okay, I'm gonna close this one then.
because that might be throwing something off here.
Okay, I'm still not hearing
Okay,
anything.
go ahead.
Well, we can hear you.
Huh,
There we go. How about now?
there we go. Yeah. good now. We ready to fire this off? Are you ready to start?
Are you on the phone and the computer?
No,
Huh, you're echoing.
I was, but I'm not now.
Okay.
It's probably my fault. You can blame it all on me. It'll be all right.
Okay,
I think we are ready.
okay. We call to order the Lowell City Council special meeting for Thursday, July 30th at 6:13. Roll call, please.
Mayor Bennett,
Here.
Councilor Harris, Councilor Harris,
we lost them all.
Here,
Councilor Stratus,
Here.
Councilor Drott,
Here.
Councilor Myers.
I'm here.
We have everybody. Okay, I'll let you listen to me do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, there you go, of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Next up is the approval of the agenda. Anybody have anything they want to add? Not hearing anything. Next up is a public hearing. Okay. This takes a little bit of verbiage, so we'll get it done properly. We recess the regular special meeting at 6:14 and we'll call the public hearing open at 6:14. Oregon statute requires the council to host public hearings on matters where the public can comment. Oregon local government law requires cities to hold public hearings where the public can comment on budget before adoption. Public hearings are dedicated to items, open discussion, and heard within regular meetings for which input is desired. The public will be allowed to make presentations to the council and give a reasonable opportunity to be heard concerning the item. Members of the council may, if they wish, ask questions of the presenters following the presentation. The main function of the council members in this meeting is to listen to the views of the public. It is not the function of the council at this public hearing to debate the merits of the proposed topics. The chair will then close the public hearing and the council can discuss the matter and render its decision. The matter before the board to be heard is let me get on the right page. The resolution fiscal year 2021 supplemental budget. Mr. Cobb, would you like to discuss this and introduce it?
Yes, so Mayor and Council, as you're aware, the owner of 205 East Main Street did approach the city with an offer to sell the property. The home is currently a non-conforming use because it's used for residential purposes and it's in the commercial zone. There was also an adjacent lot, 295 East Main Street, that was vacant. And so after consideration, the council decided that the best way to ensure that those two lots would conform to the downtown master plan was to attempt to acquire them and then repackage them, reducing some of the right-of-way, because there's a very large right-of-way there that we don't have a use for, and then sell the property. So in short, it's basically repackaging the property and trying to set it up for success so that it meets the goals of the downtown master plan, which was approved with significant public outreach. So this acquisition, since it was not something that we planned during the budget process, is unanticipated and would require a supplemental budget. We've received a few different quotes for this, for the financing, temporary financing. We are looking at a 24-month interest-only loan, which equates to about $1,100 per month. And the understanding was that if that was approved, the rent on the existing home at 205 East Main Street would cover most, if not all, of that debt service until the property was resold. As far as the supplemental budget itself, here is the resolution. And so under community development, that's where there would be a change in appropriations. You can see it's $310,000 is what is proposed. The agreement the city has is for $298,000. However, as you can see from the packet, there are some financing costs. And so we wanted to make sure that there was enough in this resolution to cover any financing cost. And then the debt service that you see is basically just the repayment. And again, that's pretty conservative, just like the change in appropriation for community development. I'd expect it to be significantly less, but we just wanted to make sure that it's covered. We did publish this about a week ago on the city website. And so it has been out there for public review. And this is a copy of the notice that was provided on the city website. Happy to answer any questions that the council might have, or members of the public.
Anybody have questions?
And let me
No,
go
sir.
switch over to make sure there isn't anyone. If there's anyone that would like to make any public comments at this time, feel free to unmute yourself and state your name and your address.
Okay, not hearing any. I do have a couple questions. They're pretty basic. I think you may have already covered it. And the repackaging of the lot for sale, I know that was something that you put into motion. Will Marcia or our planner or someone be able to carry that ball forward?
Yes, and so that's going in my memo to Marcia as far as issues that are outstanding.
Okay.
Thankfully, the one department that she'd have to, I believe, what we need to work with is Public Works. And as you know, she retired from there a few years ago. So I'm sure she's probably better than I am to go through that problem.
Good.
Yeah, she's got a fast track to it, so that's great.
Sorry, I'm struggling to get back now to the, there we go. Okay.
Is the city going to be the one doing the renting of this facility, or are we going to go through an agency, or is that decided?
That's not decided yet. That will be something the council would need to consider. And it may depend on whether or not, just my 2 cents on this, it may depend on whether you're renting to the existing owner or if it's somebody new. You might take that under consideration. I would say if the property is vacated, you would probably want to use a property management agency. I don't think with Oregon law and some of the provisions in Oregon law, I think you'd be better off to use an outside agency. Like the school, I know the school uses an agency.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we can cross that bridge when we get there. Anybody else have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, not hearing any. Not
Before
hearing.
Before
Oh, go
you
ahead.
do that, Don, I got a few notes that folks were having some trouble with video. And so if you are having trouble, feel free to just call in. We love to be able to see your face, but if that's not working, feel free to call in.
Did you get the indication that they may want to speak during the public session?
Counselor Harris, can you hear us? I think Counselor Harris was having some trouble with the connection.
Yeah, her and Tim both.
And Tim, and so if you are,
It must be internet.
yeah, I'm getting some feedback as well. So feel free to use one of those call-in numbers if you'd like. I can find it and post it if that makes it easier.
Can you use any of the numbers on
Yes.
the website or what?
Yes, you can use any of those.
Okay.
We'll wait till everybody's up.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. You are in the meeting now. There are 8 participants in the meeting. This meeting is being recorded. You have been put on hold by the host. You cannot listen or talk until the host releases the hold.
I'm on.
Okay, can you hear us better now?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. If Tim's having the same problem, maybe it's our CenturyLink and Lowell. I've not usually had that problem though.
Okay. So how much
Thank
of
you.
that were you able to hear, Counselor Harris?
Nearly nothing. It was so broken up, I couldn't
Okay.
make heads or tails. So,
We'll go ahead and
let me
just
see.
for the
Hold on.
record, I can review it again. Hold on just 1 second. Let me pull it up.
Do you want to review it again for her, or you want to wait till we do the resolution where you'll have to go over it there also?
I can go ahead just so it's on the record for the
Okay.
public hearing.
That sounds good to me.
Is Tim okay, or is he calling in too?
And then who was that just entered by phone?
That's Tim, but I got to figure out how to shut my volume off on my computer.
I can help you on that one.
He'll just get rid of us.
I generally have my volume off, so I'm pretty good at that.
Because I don't think there is a way to do it if there's both. Can you hear us now? You know, this worked so well for such a long time and we had to have a glitch at some point.
I'm good now.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
kept telling me that my internet was unstable, so we might just be having a hot glitch in Lowell tonight. I don't know.
All right, so I'll be brief and review this one more time just so we've got it on the record. So as the council knows, 205 East Main and 295 East Main are currently under contract. The city's under contract for those two properties. The concept behind the purchase was to be able to repackage them essentially into one lot and sell through an RFP process. So meaning you would have set criteria for folks that were essentially placing bids on the property, so that the property was developed in accordance with the goals of the downtown master plan. There are a couple things, frankly, that the city can do to add value to the property. One is, again, having those two properties sold as one piece. And then the second is on the right-of-way. There's significant right-of-way there that the city really has no use for, and we don't believe the county has any use for it either. And so essentially by purchasing the property, the city would be able to repackage it and sell it on the private market. This was not something that was built into our budget, and so it does require a supplemental budget because these expenses weren't anticipated. We're looking at a 24-month interest-only loan. The reason being is because with the interest only, it's a lower payment, and we should be able to have enough revenue from the sale of the home to cover that interest. I'll go down now to the Resolution 751. The two changes in appropriations are recommended in the community development program and in the debt service appropriation. So there's a $310,000 proposed increase in community development. That is conservative because as you can see in the packet, the purchase itself is for $298,000, but there will be some financing cost and some small closing cost as well. And so we want to make sure that we have enough funds in place for that. The debt service is also pretty conservative. Again, the payments, we expect those to be around $13,000 to $14,000 a year, but just wanted to make sure we had enough room there in case there was some change. And then finally, we did provide the notice of the budget hearing about a week ago. It was posted on the city website, and so a copy of that is in your packet, as well as the detailed line item budget, which just shows the actual accounts where the revenue will come in for the rent, and then where it will be charged. With that, if there's anyone in the public that has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Just go ahead and unmute yourself and state your name and address for the record.
Do we have anybody out there, Jared?
We have one individual that's joined, but I have not seen anything in the chat or any request for public comment. So if the council doesn't have any other questions, then you could close the public hearing.
Yeah. Okay, you've got control of my screen, so. Hold on just a second. Okay, if not hearing anybody have anything, any further questions from Mr. Cobb? Mr. Cobb, you have anything else you want to add?
No, sir.
Okay. With that, the public hearing is closed at 6:31, and the regular session is opened at 6:31. We have, oh, darn, hold on. We have two items before us. The first one is the, is that resolution? Okay, you have to go down. I've lost my page.
Okay. Looks like- Shoot. Did I go right past it? I did. I went right past
Yeah.
it. I thought, oh, I have those out of order. No, I don't. I just passed it. Okay.
Okay, let's see, let me, hold on. You've got control of my screen, so.
Does that help?
There you go. Let's see. Yeah, okay, let me, that way I get back on where I'm supposed to be. Okay, we have two items before us. First is resolution for fiscal year 2021 supplemental budget. Mr. Cobb, you want to discuss that? That's resolution 751.
Correct. So Mayor and Council, as we discussed during the public hearing that we just had, the supplemental budget is to be able to purchase 205 East Main Street and 295 East Main Street. The current use of 205 East Main Street is non-conforming. It is a commercially zoned property that is being occupied as a residence right now. And so by the city purchasing it, as well as the adjacent property, we'll be able to ensure that those properties are conforming and that they meet the goals of the downtown master plan. We've looked at temporary financing for this purchase, and so that is what is reflected in the supplemental budget. The purchase price of the property is $298,000. There will be some closing cost and some financing cost, and so the supplemental budget is for an increase of $310,000 in community development and $18,000 in the debt service. That debt service figure is also a bit conservative, just to make sure that we have enough authorized to cover the debt service.
The way I look at that, the revenue coming in is all listed on page 6 under loan proceeds and miscellaneous revenue, the 550, 743, and the 20,250. And the expenditures are on page 10 under community development, I believe. Where is it? Come on.
So it's, I probably have to jump again.
And on page 15 for the loan debt service. Does that seem right?
Yes, so I've highlighted it here if you can see the screen. So it's account 110-385-4895. That's where the revenue
Right.
at. And then your expenses are under community development.
Yeah.
We'll get to it, which is right here under capital outlay, buildings and facilities.
Correct.
And then the debt service is under non-departmental, under 18,000 or 110-875-21 loan interest, 205 and 295 East Main for 18,000.
Is everybody happy with those numbers and where they're at? Okay. Need to
Yes,
release
sir.
my screen. Need to release my screen again.
Will do.
Thank you. Without my talking papers, my hands are tied.
And so what I would do, I'm looking at the, let's see, jobs. Okay, and so yes, you do have the motion there under recommendation. And so you'll be able to make that without any changes. The nice thing I will say for having video of these meetings, even when COVID is over with, I would recommend it because you have a very clear record of the meeting and what you're approving. And so especially for things like a supplemental budget, it's nice to have it on there because again, you've got a recording showing exactly the numbers that we're all discussing.
Right. Sounds like a great plan. You can pass that on to Marcia. Okay, does he have any questions about the resolution 751?
No, sir.
We have somebody want to make a motion, please?
I'll make a
I-
motion.
Go
to
ahead.
adopt
Sam.
Resolution 751, a resolution adopting a supplemental budget for fiscal year 2020, 2021 and making supplemental appropriations.
Okay, have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 751, a resolution adopting a supplemental budget for fiscal year 2020, 21 and making supplemental appropriations. Do we have need for further discussion or comments? Not hearing any. Those in favor of motion to adopt resolution 751, a resolution adopting a supplemental budget for fiscal year 2020, 21 and making supplemental appropriations, signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, opposed? Okay, I heard no opposed. Next one up is procurement of 205 and 295 East Main Street. Mr. Cobb, please.
Mayor Bennett and Council, so this is directly related to the last item that we had. We actually submitted to, I think, 7 different institutions total, received 3 term sheets. All 3 of them were a little different in how they approached it. And so I think what's important is if we're using the assumption that this will be essentially a 24-month note, and it will more than likely be within 12 to 24 months, figuring out kind of the interest rate that you would have there. I'll review these briefly with you. We'll go first to Banner Bank. So theirs is for a 4% interest rate with about $400 in fees. However, they will require that they'll require the city to pay essentially for their attorney's fees, which is a flat fee of $3,500. And then they would also require that the city hire a special counsel attorney that specializes in municipal findings. And so essentially you're looking at it's probably around $6,000 to $7,000 total, at least in fees. So 4% and let's say about $7,000 in fees with Banner Bank. The next one is Government Capital. You can see their fees are higher. In total, the financing cost would be about $9,470. However, their interest rate is 2.6%. So significantly less than Banner Bank. And then finally, we have Summit Bank, which is 4.35% fixed with a fee of $375. And they're not requiring special counsel on either side. When you start to do the math, again, if the assumption is it's going to be about 24 months, and it more than likely will be in that ballpark between, I would say, 12 and 24 months. Government Capital is actually probably the most competitive just because of their interest rate at 2.6%. Um, so that is where I would recommend.
Government capital?
Yes. 342.
So to fill in the blanks for the proposal, it would be for government capital, rate of 2.6%, right?
Correct. So
And not to exceed, is that the for the 24 months or for how many months or a year or what?
hold on just 1 minute.
Okay,
I'm just doing a little more math.
okay.
Seven 470 times 0.026. Something I meant to do earlier, and I think it kind of slipped my mind in this whole traveling thing. The other catch, while we're waiting on me to do the math, the other catch to this is that Summit Bank is requiring, and this was kind of in the fine print, but they would actually require that we essentially use them for our banking services.
Well, we're not going to do that, are we?
I would say, I mean, to me, I'd rather not be forced into that because it's not to say that they wouldn't provide just as good or better service. I'm frankly not crazy about using this to kind of tie us in or rope us in, for lack of a better phrase.
No, I don't like that either. And not only that, but that would be a big deal, wouldn't it, be switching banks for the city?
Yeah, it would be huge.
Be significant, yes.
Yeah,
And it
then,
would be the best timing for that.
No.
no. No, no, no.
So then with that being said, let me leave my math then just to Banner Bank real quickly. Plus 373 plus.
And I know you're a math whiz, but can't we just change it to not to exceed 24 months and leave it at that?
Well, the part of this was actually selecting who you're going to use.
So the fees were about 9,000, you said?
Yeah, 9470.
7,250 plus 298 times 0.04. So 12,215 roughly a year with Banner Bank, $12,215. And government capital would be So 15,988 and 44 cents total. So just less than 16,000 over 2 years with Government Capital and with Banner Bank. I'm just going to double check my numbers. So 16,000 for Government Capital and $24,429 with Banner Bank. So considerably more over a 2-year period with Banner Bank.
What was the number for governmental capital again? 16,000.
Yeah, so it's,
Do we want to round it up for the motion or?
307.
That'd be good.
I was gonna say maybe make it 17,000.
Not to exceed 17? Because it's a not to exceed number anyway.
So in your motion, if you are comfortable with going with Government Capital, and we have used them before and didn't have any issues with an earlier project. For your first blank, that would be, so interest-only financing from Government Capital at a rate of 2.6% with transaction fees not to exceed $9,470.
Oh, okay. Do we just want to make it 10,000?
That's
Or is
fine.
that even necessary?
If you'd like, that's fine.
The, okay, transaction fees not to exceed, okay. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Cobb?
No, sir. I think I've muddied the waters enough.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to purchase the property at 205 East Main Street and 295 East Main Street in an amount not to exceed $298,000. Pursue 24-month interest only, financing from Government Capital at the rate of 2.6% with transaction fees not to exceed $10,000 and authorizing the city administrator to sign all contract documents.
Okay. Do we
I'll
have a
second.
second?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have a need for further discussion or questions? Not hearing any. All those in favor of motion to purchase the property of 205 East Main Street and 295 East Main Street in an amount not to exceed $298,000, pursue a 24-month interest-only financing from Government Capital at a rate of 2.6% with transaction fees not to exceed $10,000 and authorizing the city administrator to sign all contract documents. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Not hearing any. Fantastic. Okay, any other business? Mr. Cobb? You missed us yet?
Oh, of course. You know, I got halfway here and was thinking to myself, oh, I hope I made the right decision.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you didn't, but
Hey,
that's
Jared.
okay.
But
Your
granted,
house is- Go
but
ahead.
granted, one of the
Jared,
states that have not. Go ahead.
It's not too late, Jared.
Yeah. That's what I was told when I was driving through Iowa.
Yeah. The
Well,
house
it's
is-
too late now. He comes back and he's got to be in quarantine for 3 years.
That's all right. Yeah, your house isn't sold yet. Haven't refilled your position permanently. Shoot,
That's why I said it's not too late.
yeah.
It's all good, and I'm just glad we were able to find a temporary replacement so quickly that will do an admirable job until you find the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
When do you start, Jared? Your new
Monday.
job? That's what I thought. No break, huh?
Yeah.
No, not too much, but it was a nice drive down.
Yeah, by our next
Well,
council
good.
meet, by our next council meeting, you'll be calling back. Yeah, we'll keep
We
the line,
hope, anyway.
we'll keep the line open.
Yeah.
Well, if you keep televising them, it might make for good background noise.
There you go. Okay. Anyway, it's been great working with you, and great having you here. You've done great things for the city, the school district, the fire department, the whole pizza, it's nothing but good things for you. And I hope that you do well. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Likewise, it's been good, and I wish you all nothing but the best, and we'll surely continue to follow things in Lowell and see how all these projects progress.
Okay. Do we have any other comments from anybody? Okay.
Thank you, Jared. We'll
Thank
miss you.
And is your public comment person out there? Not hearing them. Okay, if there's nothing else, we appreciate your good work, and we're adjourned at 6:51. Everybody have a good evening.
Have a
Thank-
nice evening. Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you.
Adios,
Best
Jared.
of luck,
Bye.
Jared.
Bye, Jared.
All the
Bye.
best, Jared.
Sam, Gail, bye.
Bye.
Call me later, Jared. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. You'll miss us.
Of course. Have a good night. Recording's going on.
Okay. Well, let's see.